Hey everyone, welcome back to Elemental Cartomancy. Hope you're all doing okay. I'm coming on today to do a quick flip through of the Enchanted Lenormand Oracle. Okay guys, so this is the oh, it's not fitting in. Let's switch to a different, let's go zoomed in table. There we go, that's a bit better. And you can see my face. I'll let you decide for yourself whether that's a bonus or not. So this is the box here. It's quite a nice size box actually. It's one of these boxes that pulls out like this. It's a nice sturdy hard box that's going to keep everything nice and protected. It has the wee ribbon to pull it out by. It's not going to be falling out on its own. So yep, top marks for the box. The cards sit in this thing, and then the book sits on top. There isn't a ribbon or anything to pull the cards out by, so you do kind of need to just tip them out like that. But it's fine. It's not an issue. And yeah, this is stuck in. The cardboard inset is stuck in quite well. So yeah, top marks for that, I would say. The book. Now, I should really have prefaced this by saying that I'm not really all that familiar with Lenormand. I'm actually going to be joining, well, I've already joined Kelly's class, which is starting at the end of this month. We're in June of 2021 just now. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to learning all about it. The book, I have had a flip through and I've seen walkthroughs that talk about the book, and the book is absolutely fantastic. There is an absolute wealth of information in this book. Color images, first of all, which, is always a plus for me because, sometimes you just, if you're going to your bed and you think, I'll take a wee tarot book or a wee something book, you don't really want to have to take the cards with you. You want to just take the book and be able to look at it and you know what I mean, like just use the book and see the card from that. So it's always a plus for me when it's got the color images there. Um, so like I say, loads and loads of information here. There's it, gives you like your basics, how to get started. I think there's a bit called the language of Lenormand here, that talks about reading them because Lenormand isn't just read as one card generally. They're read in like kind of pairs, triplets, whatever. So you get all of that lovely information. It breaks down each card. You get 2 pages. Is it just two? Yeah, so you get 2 pages for each card, full of information. It gives you, it shows you how to read it with, another card. Um, so yeah, it really does do everything. So you've got that for every card. You've then got some stuff on, spreads and doing the gosh, what do you call it when you lay them all out? My mind's just went totally blank. It will come back to me. Um, so yeah, you've got all of that kind of it's there actually. So it's going to annoy me. I want to see if it says what it's called. Grand Tableau. That's that actually came back to me. Um, there's then loads of information on the playing cards that are associated to each card. So if you're also not familiar with Lenormand, there's 36, generally 36 cards in a Lenormand deck, and I'm going to flip through the cards in this deck so you'll see them. And each card is associated to a playing card. So it's the playing cards with the twos, threes, fours, and fives taken out, I think. Um, yeah, so the aces, sixes, seven, eight, nine, 10, Jack, Queen, King, they're all associated to a Lenormand card. And it's not, how you read the playing cards in Lenormand is different to how you read playing cards in playing card cartomancy, divination. Helpful, eh? But it gives you everything that you need in here, and then right at the end, um, so timing as well, meanings at a glance. So this is just your kind of a snippets, your quick reference guide to what each of the cards means. So this is, I mean, this is great. So that's the book. Um, this is a 36 to 39 card deck because you get an extra man card, an extra woman card, and you get a diviner card, which is card 37. Um, so what I'll do is I'll flip through these, and so I'll pop the diviner card at the end because that's where that comes, and when I come to the man and the woman card I'll just need to remember to show you the alternatives. Um, so we start off here. So they are tiny, by the way. I've got massive hands. I'm used to dealing with tarot decks, as you know, probably know. So dealing with tiny decks is going to be a new challenge for me. Let me see. I don't really have very many Lenormand decks. This is a kind of standard poker size playing cards to compare it to. And you can see that it's, much, well, not maybe not much smaller, but it is a fair bit smaller. Cardstock in these is quite nice, quite thick, thick durable cardstock, quite glossy I would say, as you can probably see because of there's the light above the camera here. But they do the job, and we'll see how they shuffle after I've flipped through them. So we've got our rider here, and you can see that that's associated to the Nine of Hearts. So as you can see, the image is seen through this kind of a crystal ball, this globe, which is different. And you've got this kind of uh, almost these tree roots, around about, which looks quite random when you're just looking at one card, but when you're looking at, several cards laid out together, it's quite pretty. So there's a rider, or clovers, I believe, the clover. Um, I'm probably going to get some of the names of these cards wrong, by the way, let me just say, because, like I say, I'm not totally familiar. I suppose I could always have the book open. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? That's what I'll do, and that way I can just check what I'm. There we go. So yeah, this is the clover. Do I keep that page? There we go. The ship. So you can see we've got the ten of spades playing card, the image here, and then we have the number, the number of the Lenormand card that it is down the bottom here. So this is number 3. The house, the tree, clouds, the snake, coffin, bouquet, scythe. Just whilst I remember, these are the backs of the cards because I haven't shown them yet. The broom, the birds, child, The fox. The bear. Stars. Stork. The dog. The tower. The garden. Mountain. Paths. Or just path, rather. Sorry. Mice. The heart. The ring. The book. The letter. So this is the man card that I've chosen to have in, in the stack that I'm going to use. This is the alternative man card. So if you're wanting to see them next to each other. And the woman card that I've chosen to include. And this is the alternative woman card. Lilies. The sun. The moon. The key. Fish. The anchor. And then this is the crossing. I understand that in most decks this would be the cross, so it would be a cross, but the decision was made by the creator of this deck, whom I've not mentioned and I really should have. So this was illustrated by Virginia Lee, and Caitlin Matthews has created it. So they wanted to take out the kind of religious connotations of the, the cross and use the crossing instead, but it bears the same meaning. And then this is the last card, the Diviner. Okay, so let's see what these shuffle like. So quite small, and because they're quite thick, quite difficult to riffle shuffle. That's about as far as I can bend them, and I'm probably risking ruining them, but I can get a bit of a riffle done there. Um, Maybe want to be careful when I'm doing that. Let's see. Probably not going to be bridging them, because that will just wreck them. When I riffle cards, I always try and riffle them both ways, just so as they don't get too bent one way. So do it face up there. It's just a wee trick that I like to use. And then just give it a bit of a overhand quite now. I'm used to bigger cards, so I'm probably going to throw these everywhere, but they're quite easy to overhand. So I said at the start I don't really read Lenormand, but I'm going to lay some of these out and let you see them laid out. I probably won't be won't be doing much interpretation of them, although we can give it a go and give it a go together. Whoops. Okay. So I'll use the kind of a method where we go through and we find the significator card. So I'll just look for the man, because that's how I identify. Oh, where is he now? There he's there. So let's see, we've got the man there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can see and kind of get an idea of what they look like when they're laid out together. The stuff in between them actually looks pretty cool. The kind of tree roots, tree knot. Or oh, I'm only going to pick 6 here. Well, that's a bit of a. Let's see if I can get a zoomed out table. Larger spreads. This will do the trick. We don't really want my keyboard in the shot though, do we? Ah, that'll work nicely. So we've got the lilies. Yeah, up top we've got the scythe and we've got the dog, and then we've got the key, the man and the woman, and then we've got the clouds, the garden, and the rider. Okay. Now I am not 100% sure on how these are normally supposed to be read. I know that there's like ways you can read them diagonally and all sorts. My basic understanding, and this might be completely wrong, so you can tell me in the comments if I've got it all horribly wrong, um, is like the left column would tend to talk about the past, the middle, the present. This would be the future, and then like the top row is maybe like the conscious, and then the bottom row the unconscious. So in the past we've got the lilies. Let's just have a quick look. So this is where I'm turning to the meanings at a glance. So lilies is number 30. So maturity, harmony, peace, wisdom, passion, intention. And then we have the key, which is solutions, revelation, openings, closures, breakthroughs, escapes, significant. And the clouds, which I think is about uncertainty and moving through that uncertainty. So, I mean, to me, this is like in the past is talking about, using your maturity, using your wisdom, using your knowledge in order to kind of, you know, find the key to moving through this uncertainty. Um, the future, we've got the dog, we've got the woman now. I am a gay man. I'm engaged to my fiance, who is also a guy. Um, I'm using the woman card um, because as I understand it, it's significant how the man and the woman are the person and the significant other face each other or face away from each other. Um, and the two man card were facing the same way. So it doesn't really bother me to use the woman, but so we obviously see me and my significant other, my fiance, kind of facing each other here, which is quite nice. So in the future, we're saying we've got the dog, we've got the woman, and we've got the rider. Um, Dog is like like it's the friend, I think. Let's see. So loyalty, trustworthy, friendship, patience, support. And then the rider is like news, announcements, go between, updates, and messages. Um, so I mean, it's nice to see my significant other with the friend and the loyalty card next to him. Uh, some news coming out that maybe not, given that it's underneath, it's in this unconscious realm, or maybe not quite. It's maybe something that I'm not going to be expecting. It's in the right hand column, the future column. Um, it's funny because we do actually want to get a dog, so we do. Um, and that's just it's cool that the dog card has shown up in the future. Um, so yeah, and down in this unconscious kind of a bit, we've got the clouds, so we've moved through that uncertainty of the past. This could actually be COVID because then we get the garden, which I think is like parties and get-togethers, is it not? So 20, the garden, outdoors, countryside, social gatherings, public interest. So we've moved through that uncertainty of of COVID, of the pandemic, of everything. We're now able to kind of socialize, and we're starting to be able to do that right now. So it's fitting that this shows up in the presence. And then there's some news coming up, in the future that we're not really not expecting, not it isn't on the forefront of our mind, So that'll be interesting to see what this is. Anyway, guys, that was just a very, very poor, newbie attempt at interpreting these Lenormand cards. I probably shouldn't have started with a 9 card spread, to be honest, but I wanted you to be able to see them laid out together and how they look. I'm trying to fix them, but I'm making it worse here. I wanted you to see how, how they all look together. So hey ho, we got there in the end anyway, didn't we? But I hope everyone's having an amazing day. I hope you enjoy the rest of it. Take care, and I shall see you next time.